Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with a legend, Matt Edwards.
Greetings, people of the internet.
You have
How are you?
returned.
I'm just going to scooch up to the desk a little closer here. It's nice to see you all again. How are you all? It's very good to see you.
We missed you, Matt Edwards. How are you?
I've been very good. How are you?
Good. Your fans are happy now that you're on. You had
My
a little fan following. They're like, "Where's Matt Edwards?"
My fans, which I didn't even know I had.
There you go.
Thank you. So I believe we're going to talk about my thoughts regarding something Who related.
Yeah, Doctor Who Resolution, which is the New Year's special.
Oh boy. I don't really know how to go into this except to forewarn people that I have not seen any of Series 11, nor do I really have a very strong desire to.
Okay.
I think a score of 28% on the Rotten Tomato meter says it all for me. But I did finally cave thanks to Matrix's assistance.
Yeah.
And I did watch this episode. So right after that, we start out getting this backstory of these three people, a part of the Sacred Order. And I happen to notice that the font that they use for the places is actually an Impact font, which you can easily get on Windows Movie Maker. So I was wondering why exactly they thought that was a good professional font to use. It's not. You can find it anywhere. But regardless, that's just a little niggle, nothing too major. But the thing that stuck out to me was it just seemed like for an episode that was supposed to be something meant to cap off the entire year, something to cap off the entire season, especially considering the fact that they're not bringing this back till 2020. I felt that this just seemed like, to me, as I tried to fix its headphones here because they're falling off, it just seemed like to me, this seemed like another run-of-the-mill episode. It seemed like something I could get, like, maybe mid-season, kind of a filler episode, in all honesty. The only thing that didn't make it filler is you could say, oh, well, this is significant because it's got a Dalek in it.
Yeah.
And by a Dalek, I mean a singular Dalek. It's not
a naked Dalek, I guess. A Dalek without his casing.
Mm-hmm.
At first.
Which I guess is a little bit interesting, but I don't know, man. I just wasn't feeling the whole I'm going to possess you thing. I didn't know Daleks could do that.
Right. It kind of reminded me of Venom movie, if you saw the Venom movie.
Yeah, it really did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Is there some sort of a precedent for that? The Daleks can do that? Or is there just...
I didn't know they could, but okay.
I thought so too. But another thing that kind of annoyed me is it just seemed like Jodie Whittaker, and this is my first time getting a flavor for her doctor, seemed like she was kind of oi mate, protected by me mates, mate. You're a terrible father, mate. Her voice just seemed very grating and just annoying. I wanted her to shut up every time she spoke.
Wow. But she was kind of pissed, though, no? She was kind of pissed.
Kind of, I guess, but nothing your average new big blustery doctor speech didn't cover before.
I mean, throwing the Dalek out of the doors into the sun. That's like something the doctor would do, I guess.
Provided he or she isn't hampered by a companion telling him, no, doctor, don't be like them. Be a doctor.
Yeah.
It was funny because I was just talking about how, of course, this was on another platform, but I was talking about how in Classic Who, you never had much of the Doctor's reputation come in as a plot armor to make him or her seem badass. Because in the Classic Who, it was like, not many people in space, knew about the doctor or what they had done.
Right.
So you couldn't have him say anything like, "Oh, I'm the oncoming storm. I'm the scourge of our Daleks." You know,
Right.
the Doctor in the classic era didn't really do a lot of grandstanding like that.
Yeah.
Usually when he made a speech, it was about how to dress down his opponent, to give them a philosophical debate, to find out which one of them is on the right side of the argument or not.
Right.
And usually when the Doctor opens their mouth in today's day and age, they're usually talking about, oh, you know, I fought in the Time War. I've seen universes explode, and woe is me. I'm so miserable with my own immortality. It's like, you never got the Doctor like that. That isn't the Doctor to me.
Right.
But I digress. The episode itself was fine. I thought the fact that they said, "Oh, unit's been discontinued," is a little bit weird to me.
Brexit. That was like a Brexit joke. That didn't have the money.
That's we don't have the budget to continue.
They blow up a lot of stuff.
We don't have the budget to continue making Unit as a plot point because that would cost too much to produce.
Unit's done. Like, how could this be? It's been around for so many. It's over. It's like, well, suspended.
Like that doesn't even make sense from a canonical standpoint, because it's like, I'm pretty sure the UK has been through worse economic times than this, and you're going to tell me they've just been deciding to pull the plug on Unit now?
Yeah.
And why? Just so we can shove in some anti-Brexit messaging? Like, really?
I mean, I know. Supposedly they may come back. It's just they're suspended. So,
you can say, like, oh, we've temporarily frozen Unit because we think the country's resources could be better allocated somewhere else, and we're putting it on hold.
Yeah.
Not, we just ran out of funding for it. It's like, how does one do that?
I don't know.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, we gave you the guns, but we don't have the money for the bullets, guys. All right, so just talk to them, dude.
And we still kept the Black Archive around.
Right, you saw that?
We still got the archive around, but the actual people that run it, they've just been laid off for reasons.
Well, when the Dalek was controlling the woman on the computer, she went to the Black Archive. It said it on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's still going on.
It's like, yeah, we discontinued the service, but we're going to keep all the weapons and stuff locked in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense. But I also thought it was kind of weird how the Doctor breaks in, and moments before, she's trying to fight out the Dalek, and he's like, no, the work must continue, this and the other. And then by the time she gets in there, the Dalek has already finished the armor, somewhat. So it's like,
yeah.
Wait, you just made it seem like she wasn't finished with it yet, but you've already got the armor in working order? Like,
yeah, that was pretty fast.
Like,
that's pretty fast.
Did you just manage to, like, complete it within the span of the extra 5 seconds?
It's like she had that speed force, the girl, and she, like, completed it like that. It was like...
I mean, I guess you could argue that it wasn't in a completely finished state, but, like, if he was really not much of a hurry to contact the fleet, why would he wait to finish the whole thing anyway?
Well, didn't you like this scene with the military? It was like a horror movie. The Dalek was, like, killing everybody. That was great.
That would have been cool, except for the fact that I couldn't figure out when the hell it was ever confirmed that the Dalek could fire missiles.
Well, that was they had the budget for that, Ross. This was the first wave of Daleks that was sent from Skaro. They had more money, and they were running out of money in Genesis of the Daleks. That's what we're talking about.
But I didn't even know it was confirmed that the Dalek could do that. Was that something they just made up?
Only a few Daleks could do that. They're scout Daleks, yeah.
And yet I noticed that it also had the hovering technology, which allows the Daleks to go upstairs, which they didn't have before McCoy's Doctor. Right. So it's...
I'm wondering if when she threw the Dalek out of the thing, I'm wondering if there was a way that it could have tempo shifted. You know how the other Daleks maybe had like a little technology could have zapped out of there?
Do you think these writers even have the capacity to think about something like that?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know, I was just reading the other day how if you background check all these writers on the season, none of them, not a one, have any experience writing sci-fi shows.
Yeah, nobody. That's odd. Yeah.
You think that'd kind of be a prerequisite, don't you?
It should have been, you would think. I think next year will be different, I hope.
Like, you can see I'm just sitting here with a smile on my face because it's like, how stupid are these people?
Well, like, while you're here, I got to give you a warning. And most of the Real Whovian members will tell you this. Stay away from episode 9. It takes you away.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Don't go near there, man. It is the worst of the worst of the worst. And we created a new alarm system classification based on the episode. So...
Who is this we? You and the rest of the cast?
Yeah, it's called Frog Level Number 9. That's like a cloister bell for us. When something's wrong in the Whovian universe, that's what we say.
Oh,
you will throw up if you watch it, so I don't want you to throw up.
It's just a wonder that I had to, take a minute before coming on here, because if I had gotten on here, right after seeing it, I probably would have ranted harder, but it's like, I don't want this video to get thumbed down to hell.
No, don't worry. There was people that loved it, people didn't love it, but I want your reaction to Doctor Who poop.
That was funny. Yeah, that was funny.
The first episode, Ryan Sinclair has this disability that he can't ride a bike at age, 25 or whatever. So he's riding a bike, and his dad.
I gotta say, having not seen an episode with absolutely no context, I have to wonder, what?
What the hell happened in that episode?
Why could he not ride a?
He had a disability that wouldn't allow that his coordination was he couldn't ride a bike, but it was something he wanted to conquer. So in the beginning of the episode, he's trying to ride the bike and he keeps falling.
Fun fact, I have a disability, but I've ridden a bike before. It was a special bike, but I could still do it.
There you go.
So,
Matt Edwards did it, but not Ryan Sinclair. Ryan
Sinclair,
my level. Don't you dare. Yeah.
Get on my level, Ryan.
Well, it got better, Matt. When he threw the bike and he had to retrieve it, there was an oversized Hershey's Kiss in the forest.
Hershey's Kiss?
Yeah. That was what the alien thing was, a Hershey's Kiss.
What was it, like a mothership?
It looked like a Hershey's Kiss. It literally looked like a Hershey's Kiss. I'm not even joking.
So you, getting back to that episode, though, you were describing it to me as if Love and Monsters and a Baby was Sleep No More.
Yeah, it takes you away. See, the thing is, it looked like the episode was going in a good direction, a great direction, but then as we've seen with Moffat episodes with two-parters or something, it falls flat on its, it just went in a direction that you were like, oh.
Good idea. Could have done something great, but no, it's just this cheesy crap we're expecting it to be the entire.
You want me to tell you what it was? You want to see it?
I don't, the only reason I want to see it is because you're hyping it up to me, so now it's
now you have to see it. Damn it! Don't see it.
I'm kind of a masochist, so.
All right, he's gonna see it. He's gonna. All of a sudden, we had a cast with Hayden. We're like, did you see the episode? No. And then he's like, you want me to comment? What the is this? It's like the ending it ruined everything. It just, yeah.
I can assure you guys, the only reason why I'm sitting here on camera smiling so much isn't because I'm not aware. It's just this whole season, the whole controversy surrounding it, it's just baffling to me how these writers can sit there and think that this is good TV.
Well, you know that the second episode had a handkerchief monster. You know that, right? You know how we had spoonheads and wood trees, and this is a handkerchief.
Oh gosh!
I can't get scared if I have a handkerchief yelling at me. So yeah, we had that. We had a pating, which was their answer to the Galaxy Quest creature or the Men in Black baby monster or Lilo and Stitch. There's a creature called the Pating. There's this little cutesy creature that's the most dangerous creature in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was lovely. And then
let's see.
There was the villains. There was no villains. They spent all money on the hotel stays. It's like they spent money on special effects, and there's like nothing really.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but weren't they hyping up this like villain of people for the finale, and then it turned out to be nothing?
Shit. Yes, Dispenza or Tim Shaw. Yeah, which is the guy is trying to be like the Predator, and he takes people's teeth out and he puts it on his face. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fan fiction-y to me.
Right.
Yeah.
He just likes to kill people and rip their teeth out and put it on his face. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just an old guy, but it's like whenever I see classic Una Uno, it's just like, why can't we get a doctor like this anymore?
No.
Like I was just watching an old clip of McCoy, and he's sitting there, he's talking about how ripple effects are important and how they can change so many things. And it was this really profound and philosophical discussion. It's like, why don't we get something like that from Doctor Who anymore?
No.
Like, why does the Doctor, a being of superior knowledge and science, who is a genius, have to run around and act like an idiot all the time?
I know.
Like,
if you wanted people to not watch Doctor Who ever again, or if you wanted the show to be canceled, you would let them see the episode I told you not to see. It Takes You Away. Because that would turn off any Whovian there is, or people from watching the show ever. That ending. It's worse than the moon. It's worse than the moon becoming an egg.
Now hold on. Over the years, I've been on this cast with you, and I've argued with you about certain episodes that I like, that you didn't like, and I've seen you go, this episode sucked, this episode is terrible, but you're telling me that this one particular episode is worse than all the other ones that you've hated.
It's pretty bad. It's right up there. Yeah. When you see the end, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Realize what a difference it would make for you to say something like that. I've sat here talked about episode upon episode with you before, but for you to say something like that, that intrigues me. Yeah. I need to know where you're coming from with that.
Right. Oh, you will. When you see the end, you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I told you before I watched the episode that I was going in with low expectations. And in the episode's defense, I didn't think it was terrible. It's not some kind of a crime or anything. In fairness, for little kids, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, it was okay.
But as somebody who listens to Big Finish and watches a crap ton of classic Who, and even knows when there's been better new Who episodes, this was just middle of the road okay.
I was just happy the Daleks appeared because we'd had no villains this whole season, so it was like, let me just create a monster and put it in there, and it was like, okay.
But it's like, for you to say it was great the way you did, I thought
you know what it is? I thought of the whole entire season, which has been crap. Mm-hmm. This was great, which is not saying much.
I thought.
Yeah,
I figured it must have been that the
season was so bad. Yeah,
so bad that this was passable, and therefore it seemed good by comparison.
You'll get a taste of it if you see episode 9. Yeah. Yeah.
You want to know, for anybody that's watching that actually cares, because this is just me talking, and I'm sure I've bored people to sleep already enough.
Probably not.
Yeah. If you really want my idea of what I think the Doctor should be portrayed like, go back and watch the first episode of Series 10, I think it is, where the Doctor's giving a profound speech to people in a symposium about what time is, and he's teaching people with his superior brain.
The pilot.
And he's giving a really good discussion. That's what the Doctor is to people. He guides the companions. He's there to teach them better ways to live so that we as a pathetic human race can begin to understand that we are not alone and there's other races in the universe.
Yeah.
I don't like when the companions have to take up so much of the show that the Doctor becomes irrelevant, and then the companions have to talk the Doctor down like that being is nothing more than an idiot inside who just ran away because, he was bored.
Right.
You know? I like to think that there's something more serious to the Doctor than that. I think that the Doctor has to be, on a certain level, smarter than everybody else. You know, just not just some idiot that doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
In actuality. And I think New Who, I've said this before, but I think New Who, portrays the Doctor as more of a Willy Wonka in space. And it's like, it's more childlike. It's more, that he's just fumbling around, trying to fumble through things instead of actually knowing what he's talking about half the time. And to me, that's not what Tom Baker was.
Right.
That's not what Sylvester McCoy was. That's definitely not what Paul McGann is. If you've read the book or listen to the Big Finish audios, which I highly recommend because they're wonderful.
Yeah.
But they're just watering Jodie Whittaker down. I feel like she's nothing more than a more Eccleston sounding Tennant. She got the accent, mate. Oi, mate, straight, mate. It's just, it's watered down. I don't see any depth there. I don't see any uniqueness to her portrayal at all.
Hopefully she gets better.
Gotta be honest. I know. I wasn't feeling it.
And she was more of the Doctor than she was in any other episode in that special, which is not saying much. So.
That is a little bit concerning. I'm not going to lie.
That's why I said I love the episode because comparing it to the season was really not good.
Yeah, and again, guys, like before you guys downvote me or saying that all I'm doing is complaining, I have sat here on previous casts and argued with him about episodes that I have liked, and that I have been very much a positive force when it comes to Doctor Who. I usually like to give the BBC the benefit of the doubt, or at least I did for a long time. But as far as this season goes, it's not it, Chief. I just can't.
It's not there. I know.
And there you go.
And that's why I said it's going to be so hard to continue doing the Real Whovians cast when Doctor Who's going to be off the air. We had a crappy season, and Chibnall doesn't give us any information, so it's like...
Oh, he gave us information. He said, the reason why we shoehorn in all these messages, it's a response to the times we're living in. It's
that was a stupid answer.
But did you have to shoot them in before?
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we were living in bad times before you got here, and we didn't have the need
I know.
Then. Yeah.
Oh, well. But now we're Who-less now. Matt Edwards, we're Who-less.
That might be for the best, all things considered.
I mean, what are we going to talk about? Game of Thrones? Or Stranger Things?
We could talk about the Orville. We could talk about Final Space, which has David Tennant in it. We could talk about the fact that there's going to be a new wrestling promotion started up soon with Chris Jericho writing for it.
Maybe he will.
Yeah. So there's
Sounds
a lot.
Good to me.
There's a lot going on in the world of sci-fi and other things in media. We could talk about superhero movies.
Yeah. Everything show.
Did you ever get my thoughts on Infinity War? I think you did.
I think you might have said something. Yeah. We could do that on an everything show. That's fine.
Well, I think they already did that. But
the
point is, there's more than enough to talk about. And
that's right.
Hopefully during this hiatus, which, by the way, the fact that they're just continuing it for a whole year probably says something more about what the BBC feels like this season has accomplished or what it hasn't accomplished than anything.
Yeah.
Have they ever done that since New Who's been...
Yeah, they've been doing split seasons, no seasons. Remember how they said Data Doctor, they had one episode.
Have they done that before?
They've kind of done that, yeah. They've done stuff like that.
Well, she'll be back next season, and hopefully they figure out a better direction for her. If not, I can't see her going on for another season. Not if this continues the way it is.
She might have another one season left, or maybe two. Never know. I hope she does two. So
I'm just trying to make clear to the audience. I am not trying to be cynical here.
No, you're good.
There's other places around the internet that feel the same way as I do.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on, bro. I appreciate it.
Guys.
I'm so happy we got you.
I hope any of you watched this, enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed the episode, that's fine. Just thank you for allowing me to vent my opinion, regardless of whether you agree with it or not. You don't have to.
You are missed, Matt Edwards. I'm glad you're back here and there.
And I miss y'all, and I hope to be back with you soon, hopefully with some friends of mine. Maybe I'll be on a cast in the near future. We'll see.
The Matt Edwards cast. His own group.
Maybe.
All right. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.